everybody. Welcome back. It's now November, and Spooky Movie Month is over. I don't have a movie theme for November. December is holiday movies, of course. Not every day like Spooky Movie Month, but I go out of my way to watch them if I can. February is romantic movie month. Nothing for January. Probably should think of something. Anyways, these are the final movies I watched. We have Demons 1 and 2 in this elaborate, cumbersome packaging. We have a Blu-ray, because there's no 4K, 30 Days of Night, and we have Children of the Corn, Stephen King's Children of the Corn. So let's start with the Blu-ray. It's the only one we have here. We'll push these over here for now. And not much going on packaging wise with this one. This is an older Blu-ray, and it probably came out almost 20 years ago now. Not just the movie, but the Blu-ray itself. So this really could use an update. It's been a while since I've watched it, and I haven't watched it since I started purchasing 4Ks back in 2016, which was almost 10 years ago now too. And this was not the best looking Blu-ray. There's a lot of Blu-rays that still hold up just fine, but this had a real processed look to it, almost an artificial look. It reminded me somewhat of like Reign of Fire for how the Blu-ray looks, not like from how it was filmed or anything like that. So it'd be nice if this one got an upgrade. I'm actually surprised it hasn't. Being a Sony disc, Sony distribution, I feel like they've upgraded a lot of their movies, but this is based off a comic, I think. I haven't read the comic. It stars Josh Hartnett here as the quiet, reserved sheriff of an Alaskan town. If you're not familiar with this movie, in a small Alaskan town, 30 Days of Night is a natural phenomenon. Very few outsiders visit until a band of bloodthirsty, deathly pale vampires mark their arrival by savagely attacking sled dogs. I don't know if it was the vampires that killed the dogs, but it doesn't really make a difference, I guess. But soon they find out there are much more satisfying thirst quenchers about. Human beings. One by one, the townspeople succumb to a living nightmare, but a small group of survivors... I can't read, huh? One by one, the townspeople succumb to a living nightmare, but a small group survives, at least for now. The vampires use the dark to their advantage, and surviving this cold hell is a game of cat and mouse and screams. So this movie is it's worth watching for sure. I pretty much would recommend any vampire movie. The vampires are great. They're very animalistic, very predatory. There's my dog barking, another animal there, spirit of the wolf. And they kind of remind me of like the vampires in John Carpenter's Vampires. In a sense, they're very no-nonsense. Again, just like we're here to shred people up and drink their blood. They don't really seem like a group that you want to join. Like, oh, I want to be part of this group. They seem like a bunch of cool dudes. It does have... Who's the actor? I really don't care for him. He's the familiar in this. He just is a hammy actor, I feel. I don't really think... Ben Foster. I know Ben Foster has his fans, but I feel like every movie I've seen him in, he just kind of disrupts the movie for me, and not in a good way. So he's in this as kind of like the familiar, I want to be part of your vampire gang. I don't really know why, really. They don't really seem, again, really appealing to join. The vampire scenes are great, but the movie itself just the characters take a lot of unnecessary risks, even more so for a horror film, where it just kind of seems ridiculous, and not like in an enjoyable way. The ending, what j.a.s.m.r needs to do is, cool in a certain way, but it doesn't really feel earned. Doesn't really make much sense for the situation they're in and how far along they are. And the biggest thing for me is just the town layout. It doesn't have a good sense of like distance and placement, where characters are in one diner and then they're in an attic, and it almost feels like they're teleporting around. You don't get a good sense of the geography of how much distance they need to travel, and you really don't spend any time with the vampires. They're, to me, the coolest part of the movie, and it's similar to like I guess like dog soldiers, where they're more like aliens in the sense where they're just attacking. You do have Danny Houston, as a somewhat charismatic lead vampire. He has a few lines, I think the only lines for the most part for the vampires. And I just would rather spend more time with him. But I don't know. Still worth checking out if you like vampire movies. It has a very gnarly decapitation too. No matter how many times I've seen it, I'm really impressed with one of the decapitations in this. So then we have Stephen King's Children of the Corn. This is an Arrow release, and it has reversible art. Let's take a look at that. I have like the original theatrical art here, and my preferred typically art, but this is the newly commissioned art here with what was this character's name? Isaac, I think. Probably should know. I've seen this movie quite a few times. I'll go ahead and put this back in. Not much going on the inside here. We have a little promo card for the cell. I'm going back and forth on picking that up because I do like that movie to a certain extent, but I think Jennifer Lawrence is not so great in it. But maybe when it's on sale, one of the Arrow sales or something, I'll pick it up. I ended up getting this for just $15, which I was fine paying it. I'm not a huge fan of this movie, but my wife really likes it. So my favorite part of this movie is the opening. The opening scene is awesome. I really love the openings in this movie, and I do like Linda Hamilton in it. This is, I think, the same year that Terminator came out, and Peter Horton's in this too. Yeah, 30-something. Kind of looks like Christian Bale to me a little bit. But yeah, Linda Hamilton and Peter Horton star as a young couple who find themselves lost in the backwoods of Nebraska, eventually winding up in the seemingly deserted town of Gatlin. But the town is far from empty, as the couple soon discover it is inhabited by a twisted cult of murderous children, the worst kind of children, thirsty for another blood sacrifice. But I thought it was a nice transfer, and it's definitely the best I've ever seen the movie look. I know this movie spawned like a remake. I think they remade it. I think they made like 3 or 4 sequels as well, and I haven't seen any of the sequels. No particular reason, I guess. Just never got around to it. But this movie, it just always felt a little uneven to me, and I do love the murderous kids. I like the idea of this very religious town, and the kids seem when the kids splinter off and form their own cult of sorts, and then start murdering the adults. It's a very interesting premise to me. I do think there's a lot there that you can read into, but then it does swerve a little bit towards the end. And not really in a bad way, but it doesn't feel all that developed, which is kind of strange in the sense that this is a short story. I haven't actually read the short story, but this isn't the first time it was put on film. I'm pretty sure this was put on film, but like a 20-minute short story. I really can't remember the name of it. That I think adhered more to the short story itself. I think the short story spends a lot more time with Linda Hamilton and Peter Horton's character as their marriage is on shaky ground, perhaps, but I have to go back and watch it. But yeah, this definitely has like a real strong fan base. A lot of people really like this movie, so I can definitely see it to a certain extent. But it's just not one of my favorites personally, but still pretty good. And finally, we have this big box set here. And this is one I really wish it came with like a slip that we're able to easily package these together, because when you have it on the shelf like this, it's a really bad angle. You try to pull it out. Usually it's between movies, so it kind of goes like this. You can see how it opens up, which again is pretty cool, but it does feel pretty cumbersome too. That's kind of neat. Yeah, we got multiple faces here. So put this over here. I guess I'll put them over here. We have two movies here. We have Demons. Oh, we have the ticket to see Demons. So in Demons, people are given a ticket to a theater to catch a horror movie. This is what the ticket looks like. So this doesn't get you into the chocolate factory, it gets you into the movie theater. And so we have Demons, the first one. This came out in '85, and then we have this poster, which has, what's this? Oh, this is the book. Am I missing a movie here? No. Oh, it's over here in the backside. Jeez. Yeah, so Demons 2, it's all part of the same packaging. And then we have this pretty nice booklet as a hardcover here. This is the mask from the original Demons, which probably doesn't mean anything if you haven't seen the movie. And then we have the booklet here with quite a few essays. And pretty good quality stock paper. This is feels pretty good. Feels like it's going to last. So these movies are awesome. Really, well, if you haven't seen either of them, of course, let's start with Demons. I'd seen Demons before, but this was the first time I'd watched Demons 2. So, and it was awesome too. I was really surprised. I wasn't sure what to expect, because sometimes you feel like a movie like Demons seems like lightning in a bottle, and Demons 2 wasn't as good, but it definitely had some really exciting, enjoyable scenes in it to watch. So the first one deals with, again, this mysterious person wearing a mask is handing out movie tickets to see this movie, and a lot of people go into the theater. You can kind of see this is the theater setting here. And there's a movie within the movie, like people are watching the movie in the theater, and then certain things that are happening in the theater, the actual movie itself, start to happen in the theater amongst the patrons. And it has really cool special effects. The practical effects are very fun, very gruesome. The transformation into demons, it's up there for me with like the American Werewolf from London type makeup effects. Just really cool soundtrack too in both these movies, which was kind of unexpected. And then we have Demons 2, and you can see this is a television set, so it kind of it swaps out the theater for the television. And this one makes a little less sense. It isn't really all that interested in making sense. The first like 30 minutes or so, it doesn't really have any like establishing shots. We're just like trying to get a sense of where are we and who are these people. Then you eventually realize that, oh, all these people are in the same apartment complex. And there's a movie on TV, kind of like a documentary about the first movie in a way. And then as the demons are found in the movie, very similar to the original, the demons start to come out of the TV, and then the whole apartment complex is being infected by these demons, and people hole up in the garage, the basement, and it just all hell breaks loose. It's one of those movies, but it's just a lot of fun to watch. Again, the special effects are really cool. It's unpredictable in the sense that people you don't think are going to turn do turn, and a really great way to end spooky movie month. So can't recommend Demons, and to a lesser extent Demons 2 enough. Really great horror films. So out of the three movies here, this would be numero uno. So thanks for watching.